Hi, I'm Mike Lemieux. Some of you know me as Mikey or Giddy Up Mikey, and I'm the author of this book here called Dude, Where's My Jesus Fish? And today I'm here to do part 5 of my Course in Miracles 100 series. And today we'll be doing quotes 71 through 85, and then we'll have one more left, part 6, and that'll be 86 through 100. Which will complete the 100 series, the Course in Miracles 100 series. I was thinking about maybe having an introduction song to any video I do, and this is one song that's been sticking in my head lately from when I watch football. There's this beer commercial, so I thought I'd play it. There we go. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It'll help us every day. All our ways when we keep on the sunny side of life. When we keep on the sunny side of life. Anyway, that's done, so you don't have to worry about me singing anymore. Okay, so I'm sporting my Do Your Job t-shirt here. New England Patriots, they're in the Super Bowl tomorrow as I record this. It's the Super Bowl Eve. Hopefully it'll be a celebration rather than a forgiveness opportunity. And from a Course in Miracles perspective, do your job would mean, practice forgiveness. And anything you do to get by in the world is just a cover job. But it's best we do our cover jobs too, because forgiveness doesn't pay the bills. And this is like the I can't talk. How come I can't talk? I was trying to say segue. But I'm not quite there yet, because do your job means, with the Course in Miracles, forgiveness is the only function meaningful in time. So we got to do your forgiveness work. Now the segue part for quote number 71. Salvation is my only function here. Salvation and forgiveness are the same. So there's like a lot of quotes in the Course about forgiveness being your only function here. Not everyone seems to get that, but some people do, which is good. But that is the only function here, because it's the only thing that removes the blocks to the awareness of love's presence, or our unconscious guilt, or our secret sins and hidden hates, whatever you want to call it. And once we remove that, then we're out of here. Okay, number 72. 72 is, not one thing in this world is true. It does not matter what form in which it may appear. Yeah, so it's like some people get hung up on politics, even Course in Miracles people, and I have a little bit of interest in it, but at the end of the day, you can't really fix up the world anyway. You can only awaken from it, because it's just a dream. So I'm kind of like that Catholic who doesn't go to church all year and then decides Christmas Eve got to go to church. I'm kind of like that with politics. I kind of don't pay too much attention, and then kind of like when a big election's coming up, I get all into it, and then like the day after the election's done, I'm kind of like, like it's like the day after Christmas, like what the hell, I'm like moving on now. It's like I'm done. Okay, number 73. Trials about lessons that you failed to learn, presented once again, so where you made a faulty choice before, you can now make a better one, and thus escape all the pain that what you chose before has brought to you. That's the cool thing about this forgiveness thing. You don't have to do it perfectly. It's all about practicing it. It's not about feeling guilty if you don't do it right. You just got to keep at it, though. And then when you keep at it, these trials will disappear, because you won't need to learn from them anymore. So it's not about beating yourself up for having these things come up in your life, but you just got to keep practicing the forgiveness. And eventually you'll get a better hang of it, and things will work out. Okay, number 74. What you behold as sickness and as pain, and as weakness and as suffering and loss, is but temptation to perceive your again, I can't talk again. Is but temptation to perceive yourself defenseless and in hell. Yeah, that's better. Okay, number 75. What God did not create does not exist. And everything that does exist, exists as He created it. The world you see has nothing to do with reality. It is of your own making, and it does not exist. If God created this world, God would be a real dumbass. You would be, well, an asshole too. And when the Course talks about the world not being real and that it doesn't exist, it's not talking about planet Earth. It's not. Jesus isn't saying that planet Earth exists, but Mars and Jupiter and Saturn do. He's talking about the entire universe of time and space that doesn't really exist because you invented it. And even the real world, the Course talks about the real world sometimes, and even the real world doesn't really exist, but it is a prerequisite to getting out of this false world. Because you need to qualify for the prerequisite of the real world. When I say qualify, I mean you do your forgiveness work, then you see the real world. But you need that stepping stone to get to heaven. Christianity might teach you if you're a good little boy or girl, you get to go to heaven. Well, it doesn't quite work that way. You have to do like your work. Otherwise, you just keep coming back here again and 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 again until you learn forgiveness lessons. Okay, number 76. You are not the victim of the world you see because you invented it. You can give it up as easily as you made it up. Yeah, we're never a victim here. That's what the Course is teaching us, and that's what's empowering about the Course, that you're never a victim. You know, stuff may happen in your life where you feel like a victim, but you can change your mind about it and say, oh, wait a minute, I made up this world, I made up this dream. There's really nothing else out there. It's just my projection. It's not always easy to accept that, but that is the truth. Next one, number 77. Those who see themselves as whole make no demands. Making demands of people is like, it's kind of like for the insecure. It's kind of like wanting someone or something to fill the void of not experiencing your oneness with God. So people make demands of other people, and it just keeps you stuck in illusions. Number 78. It is as sure that those who hold grievances will suffer guilt, as it is certain that those who forgive will find peace. Would you not be willing to relinquish your grievances if you believed all this were so? Perhaps you don't think you can let your grievances go. That, however, is simply a matter of motivation. We think this forgiveness thing can be hard, and sometimes it does feel like it's hard, but it's only our resistance to doing it that makes it hard, because it's really a simple thing. We just got to choose it. And remember to choose it, which is where repetition of reading the Course or Gary Renard's books here, The Disappearance of the Universe, Your Immortal Reality, and Love's Forgotten No One, which stick to the metaphysics of the Course. Reading these books over and over and over again, which I've done, it really helps you to reinforce the message of the Course in your mind, so that when stuff comes up, you remember to do it. That's why repetition is so vital, because the more you take in the repetition, the easier it becomes to remember to apply it. Now, that doesn't mean you read it over and over again that you're going to become a master. You still got to be willing to choose the Holy Spirit's thought system even when you do remember it, because you might remember and say, oh, screw that, I don't feel like doing it. You still got to choose to do it. And even with all the repetition I've had, I'm still not perfect at practicing forgiveness, so I still have work to do. But we still need that repetition, because it does help, though, tremendously. Number 79. My salvation comes from me. And I don't mean me, I mean Jesus, me, because Jesus is speaking in the first person here. And not necessarily Jesus, but Jesus as the Holy Spirit. Nothing outside yourself can save you. Nothing outside yourself can give you peace. But it also means that nothing outside yourself can hurt you or disturb your peace or upset you in any way. That's why the Course teaches you you're not a victim. You invented the world you see. So nothing can save you. On the outside of you can save you, but nothing can hurt you either. Because if you choose the Holy Spirit's thought system, then indeed nothing can hurt you. Okay. Number 80. Each thing that you value here is but a chain that binds you to the world, and it will serve no other end but this. And that doesn't mean you can't have your stuff. I love The Walking Dead. I love watching The Walking Dead. It's my favorite TV show. I'm still going to watch it. I'm not giving it up. But if for some reason the show got canceled unexpectedly or something, or for some reason I became poor and couldn't afford cable anymore, and I couldn't watch it, well, that would be forgiveness opportunity. It's all about giving up psychological attachment to it. You can still enjoy the things you enjoy, but you can't be psychologically attached to it, because if you're psychologically attached to it, it means you're afraid of losing it, and you're clinging to illusions. And the same thing with special relationships. You can still have your special relationships, but if you're afraid of losing them, you're psychologically attached to them, well, you're clinging to illusions again. And you don't want to do that, because that'll keep you stuck in illusions forever. Okay, number 81. Yeah. You cannot stop with the idea the world is worthless, for unless you see that there is something else to hope for, you will only be depressed. Our emphasis is not on giving up the world, but on exchanging it for what is far more satisfying, filled with joy, and capable of offering you peace. Think you this world can offer that to you? Again, it's not about giving up the world physically. We still need worldly stuff to function here. But we do have to give it up psychologically. And that's the whole point of the course. Because if we had to give it up physically, the course wouldn't work. That's why the course is to be done on the level of the mind, not the level of the physical. Number 82. This world is not the will of God, and so it is not real. If this world was the will of God, did I say that right? Yeah. If this world was the will of God, God would be a real douchebag. But thankfully, God is not a douchebag. Because a lot of crazy shit here happens here on Psycho Planet. Okay. Number 83. Oneness is simply the idea that God is, and in his being he encompasses all things. No mind holds anything but him. We say God is, and then we cease to speak, for in that knowledge words are meaningless. God is, and nothing else is. Gary Renard, in the third book, Love Has Forgotten No One, describes God as being like this cosmic orgasm, and it goes on forever. And I don't know who wouldn't be down for a cosmic orgasm. It lasts for eternity. Sign me up. Okay. Number 84. If God is real, there is no pain. If pain is real, there is no God. Okay. Number 85. Gratitude is a lesson hard to learn for those who look upon the world amiss. The most that they can do is see themselves as better off than others, and then they try to be content because another seems to suffer more than they. How pitiful and deprecating are such thoughts! For who has cause for thanks while others have less cause? And who could suffer less because he sees another suffer more? Gotta love Jesus' rhetorical questions. Your gratitude is due to him alone, who made all cause of sorrow disappear throughout the world. And that's the thing. You see people, maybe they're sick, or they're poor, or they're just dumbasses, or twat waffles, or jackwagon. That's a new word I learned the other day on Facebook, jackwagon. Somebody I know on Facebook used the word jackwagon. I was like, what the hell does that mean? So I had to Google it. And if this world were real and the people were real, this would be one sorry-ass world. But you can't go through life looking at people as being sickly or being poor or being dumbasses or jackwagons or twat waffles, because that's how it translates into your unconscious mind about yourself. And if you see yourself, as you see him, you see yourself. And if you see yourself that way, then you're going to be stuck in illusions and not seeing innocence. So I think that's about all I have to say today. Kind of abrupt there, but I got some stuff to do. Tomorrow's the Super Bowl, and I don't want to have to run any errands tomorrow, so I'm staying put. So I get some stuff done. So I think that's it. I got one more in this series, part 6. Probably video that in about a month or so. Get it up there on YouTube and on Facebook and stuff. And okay, that's it. Bye-bye.